want to talk about that situation at all, or address anything about it?
What situation?
About getting shot?
I mean, just you just gotta pay attention more, and just gotta if you gonna fuck with who you fuck with, you just gotta be prepared to what's gonna come with that. You feel me? Like when I got hit up on the freeway driving.
What the?
Yeah, I was driving on the freeway, and one of my other partners, I ain't gonna say his name because I don't want him. He probably don't want his business out there, but he had got shot that day too, and I was on my way to see this, and he like, no, you got warrants and shit. Don't come up here to the just to see me. I'm straight. He like, I don't want you to fuck around and go to jail. He like, just go to the house. I'm like, all right, it's hella traffic. I stay out the way. I don't want to drive. I end up going home. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna just go home. It's too much traffic. I'm on the freeway like this driving. And my little partner, my little brother, matter of fact, said something that I didn't agree with. And I was in the car with no tents on my shit. You feel me? So
Shit.
my little brother said something that I didn't agree with. And when I went to check him, I ain't gonna say check him as far as like he a little nigga, but I'll just let him know how I felt about that situation. You feel me? And I'm like, don't say that, bro. Like, I'm talking about as soon as I said this, it happened. Like, I tell him, like, bro, don't say that, bro. Like, we got way too much shit to lose. Anything can happen. And as soon as the words came out of my mouth, it happened. You feel me? Like, and instead of letting myself or this nigga get killed, I get off the freeway and blast to the hospital.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, then shit, that's how it came out.
That's crazy.
I got hit up and
Glad that you could.
yeah, I appreciate it. That's how that shit happened though. I got hit up and went right to the studio.
For real.
Swear to God. I got hit. I was in the I think I was in the house for like 2 days or some shit. I'm like, I gotta go rap. Like, I was in the studio. I was in the hospital like that same night. And I'm in the hospital high. My mama on the side of the bed with me. Like, I'm like, man, mama, you gotta hurry up and get me out of here. I got warrants and shit. She like, what she say? Like, she said something about boy, you gonna fuck this. All this gonna do is be on. She like, what you doing on TikTok or something? And I'm like, TikTok? I'm like, man, I said some weird shit to her, and that's how I came up with one of them TikTok songs on that motherfucker. And that's how I came up with the whole tape. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm about to respond.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, she like, that's what she said. You gotta, she like, you just gotta take this shit serious. You gotta stop worrying about the streets. Like, you just gotta go rap, go do your music. And I'm like, that's how this shit ended up coming about.
Yeah. Nah, that's a crazy situation. What's going through your head in that moment? Like, when the shit, like, what you feeling? Like, what does it feel like to be shot? Like, what's going through your head?
I ain't never felt being shot. Like, and when I say that, mean like I didn't pop myself at 17.
For real?
Yeah, like I didn't been shot multiple times. Like, you feel me? So it's like when it happened, I never felt it. Like, when I shot, I only getting shot 3 times. I shot myself and
That
then
nigga said only.
I mean, niggas dying off one.
Yeah,
you feel me? But like,
nigga, one is too much. Nigga.
yeah,
one time is a lot.
one too much, and that once was me. Like,
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying? I did that shit myself on some high shit. Like, it wasn't even no high shit. It was like trying to protect myself and my family. You feel me? And the motherfucker was trying to rob us with a BB gun. You feel me? And I'm so high off the juice back in the day. Like, I'm like, the niggas whip out on me, and then when they whip out on me, I whip out on them, and they drop they shit. And you see the little CO2 shit at the bottom, and I'm like, man, I'm loaded.
That's that old school.
That's that old school shit. So I start running. As I'm running, you know how in the parking lot they got that little brick that'll stop you from parking?
Yeah.
And I trip off of that, and it hit me in my leg.
Oh,
Boom.
gosh.
So when I got hit in the leg, I don't know if it was the adrenaline or the syrup, but I ain't feel that shit. Feel me? I got up, hit the gun in my baby mama bag, told her, come on. And supposed to have somebody take us to, man, that shit, that night was crazy. A black nigga, matter of fact, he was coming out the bar station. I'm like, bro, take me to the hospital, man. I didn't want to say I shot myself. But I'm like, man, nigga just shot me. Like, take me to the hospital, but I had my gun in my hand. So I'm like, bro, I ain't trying to rob you or nothing. I take it out, put it in the purse. When I do that, nigga, he like, come on, it's good. I ain't tripping. Nigga, we get to the light. He throw at the light. He put his shit in park, turn his hazard on, and flag the police down. I end up going to jail.
What the fuck?
I ended up going to jail. Then this time when this shit happened, I don't know if I wanted to stay alive or what, but I instantly just got off the freeway and blasted to the hospital. Like, I never felt it. Like, I think it was just my adrenaline or something, or me telling my nigga, like, I ain't about to let you die. Because I thought my little brother had got shot.
Yeah.
Because when they had shot me, like, when I turned around, I think it was like just from my arm or something like that shit just splattered everywhere. When I turned around, he had blood all in his sweater and shit. I'm like, you cool?
Yeah.
He like, I don't know. I'm like, bruh, see if you cool. He like, bruh, just drive. I get off the freeway and blast to the hospital, but I never felt it until them motherfuckers took me out the car though.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna sit up here and act like that shit don't hurt. You feel
Yeah.
me? My arm was broke. You feel me?
Yeah.
So when I got out the car, they like, where you shot at? I'm like, shit, I don't know. They like, you don't know. They grabbed my arm and that's when I felt it. I'm like,
shit.
I'm like, oh, I think this motherfucker broke. Cause it really did break though. Like my arm broke.
Because of where the bullet hit in the arm?
Yeah, that motherfucker hit me right here. And when it hit me, it instantly like shattered my elbow. So the bullet got stuck in my elbow.
Yeah.
I got like 15 screws, 2 plates in my shit. Like my shit fucked over.
Yeah.
Like, but like I ain't feel that shit until like afterwards. Like now I be feeling that shit when it get cold. I move my shit a certain way. Like all day long this motherfucker be hurting. But as far as like when I got shot, I ain't feel it.
Nah, for sure your adrenaline moving. You like, let me get the fuck up out of here.
Let me get up out of here. I'm on a freeway, nigga. It's traffic like a motherfucker. I don't know how I did it.
Yeah.
You feel me? I don't know. My brother's still telling me like, bro, I don't know how you did that shit. Like I got from where I was at. I ain't gonna say nothing too much, but I got from where I was at to where I needed to be, and within like 5 minutes.
That's
You feel
crazy.
me? And if a nigga know my situation or know where I was at, nigga, it was traffic like a motherfucker. Like I got there in like 5 minutes. Soon as I get off the freeway, he like, damn, he like, bitch, I love you. Like I'm like, I ain't going out like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, hell no. I'm like, that's
Straight
out.
up. Shit, glad you cool. Shit, I don't want a nigga to have to go through that no more.
Yeah.